What's going on, guys? I am back. I got another video here for you, another review, so let's get right into it. I'm reviewing the Razer, I'm reading off the bottom because it's a mouthful of a name. The Razer Basilisk V3x hyperspeed gaming mouse. With this mouse, I've used it now for 3 months. It's been the only mouse I've used for myself. However, my wife has had 2 different mice and she was not, well, she likes the second one, but the first one she didn't really like. But we're not going to touch on those a whole lot. I'm just going to use those experiences to help me with telling you about this one. So this is a wireless mouse. However, I've had no latency issues, nothing like that. The responsiveness is there. It works great for gaming. It works great for day-to-day computer related stuff. It's got tons of spaces. I guess I've got a medium to larger hand. The mouse feels great in my hand. If you've got a smaller hand, I'm sure this will work well for you. If you got a bigger hand, it's probably gonna work for you as well too. You've obviously got the keys here, there are the buttons here. You've got the dial here, which is super smooth. It's got a nice, satisfying kind of rumble to it when you roll it. I don't know how to really explain it. You'd almost have to use it to know what I'm talking about. It just feels really, really nice, like as you're rolling, you're hitting notches. A quick push in will then allow you to feel to do an infinity scroll. We can kind of scroll up and down the page lightning fast. Clicking it again will disable that. This is, it's got these little white-ish gray pads here to help it slide on mouse pads. On my mouse pad, which is just a ROG mouse pad, I can certainly link it in the description if I'm able to yet. YouTube is weird with letting me put links in descriptions, simply just because my channel is still too new. But I can at least put in there what this mouse pad is, just to give you an idea. It just feels like a standard mouse pad though. I've got a really small mouse pad that I got from SteelSeries that feels very similar to this, just the size is really the biggest change. This slides down plenty smooth. I don't know if you can actually see that, but it slides really, really nice. I've got no issues with it at all. Again, clickiness is there. How does it powered? How do you give it life or battery? It just is powered by a AA battery. This is the same AA battery it came with, which is just the Energizer standard battery that comes with a lot of tech. I've not changed it yet. I've got tons of battery life on it still. It is awesome. Connecting it now with the dongle is inside underneath that back plate here. It just slides into a little slot, goes in there, and this is a magnetic cover where your palm of your hand would go, and just goes in, kind of like that. And there's just a little tab here, but you can kind of grab it anywhere, lift it up and off. It goes on and off easily, but it doesn't fall off. I dropped this and that hasn't fallen off, so you don't have to worry about it moving around. It fits in nice and tight. There's no movement with that. It doesn't feel cheap. It's not a super heavy mouse, but it's certainly not a light mouse. It's kind of a nice in between. You're not gonna get wrist or hand fatigue because it's in this mouse. I've used it for hours and hours on end, and it's been absolutely incredible. I've had no issues with it there. The buttons on the side, I'm not gonna be able to tell you what they do because I haven't used them yet. Truthfully, actually, I forgot that they were there until today. I'll test them out, kind of see what they do. But chances are, if you're kind of more well-versed than I am in gaming mice, you probably know what those would do, what those buttons do. Even the back button here, I couldn't tell you what that does. I'm sure it has to do something with gameplay, but don't hold me to it. It's just really though, it's a great mouse. It's kind of, I don't know how to explain it, like a rubbery, kind of silicone-y feel with some texture on the sides here, like a grip. Smooth plastic on the back here, but this is kind of like a nice rubbery thing that gives you some grip. If you got those sweaty palms because you're gaming hardcore, your room temperature's a little way out of whack, this isn't gonna feel slimy in your hand. It feels really, really nice. You're gonna get some good grip on it. You're not gonna lose it or drop it, or, I don't know how you drop it anyways. I don't think anybody uses a mouse like this. Usually it's on the mouse pad, so what a thought I had there. But it's just a great mouse. I paid $50 for this at Best Buy. It was on a sale. I tend to shop sales. You're gonna notice that in a lot of my videos. That's a recurring thing, is I'm gonna give you a sale price. Why? Because I'm cheap. I don't like to just go out and just buy the first thing I see, or I really want something, so I just gotta have it then. Something I've learned very well with building this PC is patience is a trait you need to have. You don't necessarily need to have it, but I think you do, because you can save some money if you just sit and wait for the right time to purchase. Black Friday's coming up. In Canada, there's Boxing Day. There's plenty of other sales. There's back to school sales that go on throughout the year for you a chance to get this for the same price or less. I don't know what it retails at. I believe 75 bucks. Sorry, what am I even saying here? Yeah, I believe 75 bucks. At the time when I purchased it 3 months ago, that's just an estimate on the MSRP. All this stuff I have here I haven't purchased at MSRP. It's all been on sale, from the keyboard I just reviewed, to the headset, to some other things I've been reviewing, even to my monitor here, the mouse pad. The whole shebang has been on a sale for me, simply just because I've used that trait of waiting, patience. Now, I don't need to try to teach you any life lessons here. I'm not your dad, or not your family, or your well, PC family, but I'm not your teacher here, so I'm not going to try to shove life lessons down your throat here and force stuff onto you. But it's just a little tip: is be patient with purchasing stuff. I know this is a review, but I also had to throw that in there. So, wrapping this all up, the Razer. Again, I got to read the back because this is a crazy name. The Razer Basilisk V3x hyperspeed. Whew, gonna need a nap after that one. It's a great mouse. It's incredible. Worked well for me. Slides very nice. I got no issues with the feeling sticky when I'm sliding it around for gaming. Where I'm wanting to slide it to, it's going. I don't got anything kind of grabbing on me, because very quickly, the mouse that my wife is using, which is the HyperX mouse, one of the many they have, it feels very, I don't know how to put it. It almost feels like you're putting 100 pounds of force on the mouse, though, because you push it and it'll kind of slide, but it's very sticky when it slides. And that's both on the just wood desktop of this desk, plus the mouse pad too. It feels very sticky is the only way to put it. Like, it feels like something's holding it down or forcing it down, or like it's glued itself somehow. This, I don't have that issue with this mouse. Again, plenty responsive, plenty fast, feels great in hand. Don't get hand fatigue or wrist fatigue with it. Nice and light, but not too light. It just feels very premium. I played around with a few mice at Best Buy there, and this one kind of just felt the best to me. The look of it is pretty sweet. This also on the back plate, I don't know if you can see it, but there is a matte black Razer logo there. No, it is not RGB. You can go to the Pro version of this mouse to get that RGB. That was an added cost I didn't need. I didn't really care if there's RGB there, because palm your hands like that, you're never gonna see that. And if you do, it's for a few moments. This, however, this wheel here, the scroll wheel, that is RGB, that does light up. You can customize that using Signal RGB or the Razer app on the computer. Chroma, I believe it is. I've never used Chroma. I've just used Signal RGB, and I can, again, just like the keyboard, I can sync up the RGB, just like the headset too. I can sync the RGB using Signal RGB with how the PC looks, so I can have the same light and RGB color across the board, so it's kind of a nice uniform look. There's no wacky colors. It's on an orange here, a yellow here, and a blue there. It's kind of all wrapped up, looks together, so I really like that. It's a little thing that I appreciate. It's also can connect Bluetooth as well too, this mouse. Again, just like the keyboard, haven't used it on Bluetooth to be able to tell you what that does or how it works, but it's got a dongle. I'd say use the dongle if you can. It is USB-A. It does take up another port, but you can certainly buy a hub to give you more ports if it's really going to be an issue. It's not for me. I'm not running anything else other than my keyboard in this. So anyways, guys, thank you for tuning in. Thank you for watching. Let me know if you've used this mouse. Let me know in all the other videos too if you've used those products as well too, what your experience is with them. If you have any questions, let me know. That's really it. I don't want to sit here and try to give you guys a bunch of fluff or stuff off the manufacturer's website, because generally those are, and I can speak on this because I used to be in the industry of selling. Some of the things you'll read and stuff online are simply there to sell you on the product, and which, okay, I can see can be a good thing, but in some cases, companies are notorious for stretching the truth. I'm not accusing Razer of doing that. I'm just saying that there has been companies known to stretch the truth or really play on the words of what the facts are to kind of fluff it and make it sound pretty and cute and grab your interest on it. I'm just gonna give you just straight how it is. It's a great mouse, great price, works wonderful. Battery, but being a AA, I don't know if that's a problem. You guys might prefer ones that charge with the computer or charge with the cord. This one is just a AA. I don't worry about that because I've got Xbox controllers I use with the PC and my Xbox. So I've got a whack load of AA's kicking around at any given time. You could certainly, if you want some sort of aspect of recharging, you get some rechargeable AA batteries and have those kind of on hand as well too, so you're not just throwing batteries every so often. But the battery in here's lasted me essentially 3 months, 2.5, 3 months. So I wouldn't really worry too much with this battery dying. If you get a cheap battery from a dollar store, yeah, probably not gonna last as long. But if you're running good quality batteries, that's gonna make a big difference for you as far as the longevity before you gotta change that battery out. You certainly don't wanna get in the middle of a game and your mouse die if you game with mice. But just like a controller though too, you want to keep those batteries going because you definitely don't want to find out what happens when you die in the middle of a game of Call of Duty or Fortnite. So with that, guys, thank you for tuning in, thank you for watching. I appreciate that all the support, all the love, all the comments. It all means the world to me. I love reading it. I check my YouTube app and my studio app all the time, just looking at comments, seeing when people are commenting. I try to comment back really quick. And it means a lot to hear from you guys. So if you have any questions about this or any other products that I've used or you've seen in a video, let me know. I'm more than happy to help you out and give you some advice on it or give you my thoughts on it. I've got plenty more reviews coming. I've got plenty more PC related content coming. I've got some tech stuff coming. I've got a whole whack load of things down the road for us. So stick around. We've got something coming for everybody here. There's going to be a video that's going to work for you. And if there's something you'd like me to talk about in a future video, make sure to let me know in the comments below. Very quickly as well too, I want to eventually, and probably sooner rather than later, showcase some of your builds as well too. Maybe do a little review of your builds. So if you want to submit your builds to me with a picture of it and your specs on it, make sure to do that in the Discord on the PC Build Showcase tab there. Get in there, post that picture, post your specs. I'll certainly take a look at it, and I'd love to be able to give a review on that or just showcase it because the PC community is fun. We're all friends here, we're all family in a way, right? So let's all have some fun. I'm not gonna dig at anybody's builds. If there's things that I would change or do differently, I'm sure I'll share that but I'm not here to trash on people's builds because whatever you've got for a PC, that's what worked for you, and that's all that matters at the end of the day. It don't matter what the guy down the road or some guy with a weird looking mustache on the internet thinks of your PC. Really, it only matters what you think of it. And if you love it, that's all that matters. Because again, PCs can be upgraded. And yeah, so it's something I've kind of learned is, could I upgrade things in this? 100%, but that's the thing, I can't upgrade it. So is it the best of the best of the best? No, but I don't need it to be the best. It works for me, I love it, I love the look of it. That's all that matters, and that's the same for you guys. So again, thanks for tuning in, thanks for the love, thanks for the support. I appreciate it. We'll see you in the next one. As always, I'm out.